Hi guys, my name is Jessica. Welcome back to Houseplant Happy Hour. Today I wanted to kind of comb through my plant collection and revive a few plants that I've been neglecting these past few months. Even though it's January, I think that the room that they're in right now is stable enough to where they can handle a repot without too much stress. So probably gonna repot a couple of these guys. But let me go grab one and let's get to work. I have a Philodendron Micans that I bought off of Facebook Marketplace a couple of months ago, probably right before the move, and it just has not gotten the love that it deserves. And I really think that's a cool plant, so I want to take as good care of it as I can right now so that come springtime it really just does its thing and is big and beautiful. I'm gonna start pulling off some dead or damaged growth and cut this guy back a little bit. Some of these leaves were really damaged from being left outside in the cold. I'm removing a lot of that to help encourage new growth, specifically new healthy growth, since a lot of these existing vines are not doing so great. I'd rather cut it back now and allow it time to heal and adjust before spring and before these damaged vines get any longer. I'm gonna save the clippings to propagate. I could eventually add those to this pot and make the plant look more full. I also noticed some webbing on the outside of the nursery pot. Probably spider mites from being outside, so I will need to clean the plant and make sure the new container is completely cleaned with fresh soil before potting it all up. I washed out the pot with really hot water, sprayed it with alcohol a few times, so hopefully whatever was living in there is gone. I did cut the Philodendron Micans back quite a bit also, and I sprayed this nursery pot that it was in with alcohol. I sprayed the leaves with alcohol because I think it was spider mites growing on it, but it should be good now. I just remembered that I have Coco Coir, which I have not used in my plants before, but I think it's going to do good because the Micans likes to have a really well-draining mixture, and actually what I have it in right now is way too wet and too dense, so I'm thinking that the Coco Coir will be a good addition. It says that I need to lay the block down somewhere with good drainage, slowly pour warm water over the block, allowing to absorb without runoff. Let it sit for 30 to 40 minutes. Let me figure out something that I can put it in so that we can soak it. I've never done this before, so hopefully this is the right way to do it. That one's so big, that one at the bottom. I think I'm just going to do one for now. Here. And I need to go get some warm water. The water that comes out of my tap in the kitchen is really hot, so I'm hoping this is not over 100 degrees. It seems just warm to me, so I think it's fine. Top. I think I might try to get something to tilt it this way so that it's soaking in the water more. Let's try this. Okay, I think that'll work. Ooh, it definitely is expanding. That actually came apart really fast, but I do think I need a little bit more water. I guess I'm just gonna let that soak for a minute. In the meantime, we can take care of my pitcher plant. So let's just put this over to the side. I'm gonna put the Micans to the side for now, and then let's work on this pitcher plant because that's really the only other one that I need to do today. Anybody with a significant plant collection can tell you that fungus gnats can be an issue, so I think that carnivorous plants can be really, really cool, really helpful. And we found this pitcher plant at one of my favorite plant stores, Greens. I actually did a plant shopping vlog there. You should go check it out. But we found this pitcher plant at Greens. I've had it for probably about 2 months and it is not doing so great. So I've actually had it inside of this tub here that I've been working on. Here it is. In all its glory, it's a really cool plant. It does look happier. And like, part of me wants to just keep it in this container even after I pot it. I really love it. I just have this one in and whoops. I'm so glad this tub was right here. Oopsies. This one's still in the nursery pot that we got it in. I do want to give it some more space, so I'm going to keep it in this container pot. There is no drainage in here, as you can tell. But I think that will be really good for holding moisture because I'm not going to be using soil for the pitcher plant. I'm going to be using just strictly sphagnum moss. Sphagnum moss right here. I am going to get it wet and fill it in this guy. I need to rinse the roots from the pitcher plant and get all of what's on there off of it. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Filled this guy with some moist sphagnum moss, and the smell kind of reminds me of like hamster food or something, so it's definitely grossing me out a bit, but and that is going to be the home for the pitcher plant. So now let's go wash out. Oopsies. Now let's go wash out those roots so we can put it inside. Pitcher plant is done. It already looks a little bit droopier than it did when I took it out to start this repot process, but that's okay. It is going to cause a little bit of stress repotting it, and I really would not advise doing this to most plants at this time of the year. The real reason why I'm doing it is because I neglected it for those first few months that I had it, and because now that I have it in a more stable environment, I think it is going to be able to deal with the stress that I'm subjecting it to right now. So very droopy, very sad at the moment, but I'm hoping that this was for the better, that it is going to continue to grow and thrive. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure it's going to perk up soon. I hope it's going to perk up soon. I think I'm going to put it back into that container for now. Back to its little greenhouse for now. It is a really overcast day. It's snowy here, so I'm not worried about it getting too much direct sun. So I'm going to put this guy right by a window so I can get a lot of bright light and humidity, and hopefully it will acclimate to the sphagnum moss. The Coco Coir is done. Pitcher plant is done. I have the soil. This is just organic potting soil, container soil from Callaway's. So it says that it's good for most houseplants, fruits, vegetables, but I am going to be adding in the Coco Coir just to allow for a little bit more aeration, a little bit more drainage. So, that's a big one. A big part of this channel, guys, is, like I said in my very first episode, I am not an expert. I am figuring this out as I go, and I'm going to be very honest about whether what I do works or not. So just like with this pitcher plant right here, I'm hoping what I did is going to help it, but I cannot tell you for certain. So don't do what I do yet until we see the results. But anyways, okay. Here is the Micans. This soil feels so dense and so heavy. It's not good. So I think that even though it's January, a repot is going to be good for this Micans, and it is going to help us in the long run. Especially come springtime, it's going to be so healthy, happy, ready to just burst with new growth. That's the idea anyways. I'm just going to get down and dirty and use my hands. I do not want to stand up again. I think I'm going to shoot for about 60% soil, 40% Coco Coir. I'm really glad I put this rope in here because it makes it so easy to clean up my mess. Grab the vacuum cleaner and call it a day, because before the stuff was already starting to fall in between the planks of wood. So I can be as messy as I want now. Trying not to make a mess, but it's always a mess. The container soil, now I'm going to fill it up the rest of the way with Coco Coir, mix it up a bit. I'm actually glad that the Coco Coir is wet already from soaking it and breaking it apart, because it's going to add a little bit of extra moisture to that soil before we water it for the first time, and I do think that's going to be beneficial. There we go, fresh soil. And I did fill it all the way up to the top because I am going to remove this plant from this soil completely. I am going to be completely removing the Micans from the soil that it came in, because I had this outside and there were pests on the outside of the pot. So I'm just not going to take any chances, and I think it'll be happier in the new mixture anyways. So let's go. See how wet it is in there? That's bad. It's really bad. There we go. And it's just going to go straight into its new home. I was thinking before that I might need to pin some of these leaves into the new pot, into the soil, so that it will grow fuller, but at this point I think I'm just going to let it exist how it is. So I've got the plant sort of spread around evenly. Top it off with a little bit more Coco Coir. I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep using this, but I think I am. I think that it'll help it adjust a little bit better, and I think that it'll grow in nicely to this pot. Get it right in the middle of the pot. Because we cut it back so much, it's really starting from a fresh space, and it's going to decide how it wants to grow. So we are just going to give it a nice start. There we go. We'll let it make its own decisions from here. I'm going to get some water in this guy and then put it back where he's going to live for right now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I think that these plants that we've helped are going to be so much happier, and come springtime we're going to see a lot of incredible growth with them, because they're in an environment now that they're going to be able to thrive. So I'm very happy. I'm feeling a lot better about this situation. I will see you guys in the next video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in seeing more. And let me know in the comments if there's anything that you would like to see in the future. I'm very open to suggestions. So thank you again, and I will see you soon. Bye.